Hello and welcome to V8 Tech Work. So today we are going to start building this beautiful admin dashboard from scratch. As you can see here in the home page, we have this gauge chart that shows the number of the prospect in terms of percentage. Also, you can see here this also a circle here that shows the number of donors that is in the system. Also on the right side here, you can see the recent donors who donated blood, because this admin dashboard is for a project that I'm building for blood donation. So right here also you can be able to see this pie chart here, and this pie chart here shows the number of people that has a certain group type. So for example, this one we have a group type of AB. This one for the blood group is all positive, and also we have this one for blood group O negative. So you can be able to see this pie chart here, and you can see it is interactive. When you hover over it, you can be able to see the data. Also on the bottom here, you can be able to see the number of people who are coming to donate blood each day. The other thing is that when you click on these donors here, actually you can be able to see that this part here, the background color here has changed, and also the color of the text. And if you come back here for the home, you can be able to see the same. The background color here has changed. So to show you the active link, so for this one you can see the active link is donors, and then for the donors here you can be able to see this page that lists all of the donors here. So the other thing is that you can see donors are displayed using rich data table here, and this rich data table is very important because using this we can be able to do some functionality. For example, when I hover over here on the column, you can be able to see these three dots, and when you click them you can be able to sort by ascending, sort by descending, you can be able to filter or search, and also you can do something like hiding. So for example, when I click on sort by ascending, you'll be able to see that it will just remain the same because it is in ascending. But when I click on sort by descending, you can be able to see that now it starts from the number 10 to number 1 here. So also I can be able to hide this column like that, and then we can be left with the other column. So for example, then let's say I want to search a name, so I'm going to come here for the filter, and I'm going to, for example, search for something like Rauda White, something of the sort. And then the other thing is that if I want to, for example, do the same for the group for group type here, also I can do ascending, descending, and also other functionality. So also you can click here and you'll be able to delete the donor that you want to delete. So the other thing is that when you click on new donor here, you'll be able to go to the new donor page here, and you can be able to add the details here for that donor, for a new donor, and then save it to the database. Also you can be able to see that because we are on the donors part here, or the donors page, you can be able to see that link doesn't change, or this background color doesn't change, and also the text of the donors. So if I click here for the prospect, you can be able to see that also we are using the same this rich data grid here that allow us to filter and also sort, hide columns, and many other functionality that I showed you in the previous, or in the few minutes ago. So here also I can be able to click on approve and be able to be redirected on this page, whereby you can be able to see this part that showed the details of that prospect. And by prospect I mean that person who has registered as a person who want to donate blood but they have not donated blood. So also for the donors here, if I click for the donors and then come here for edit, for example, you'll be able to see the details for that donor, and you can be able to edit the information here, and you can see how simple it is, and then you'll be able to update right here. So this admin dashboard is very simple and also beautiful, and by creating this beautiful admin dashboard with me, you'll have equipped yourself with so many skills, like how to have a good layout, or how to understand React Router DOM to be able to create a beautiful admin dashboard. Also, by creating this application with me, you'll be able to also have a skill whereby you can create other system like CRM and also many other system that requires admin dashboard, or maybe a system like this one here. So I don't want us to waste a lot of time, because you have seen the functionality that you are going to create on this admin dashboard. We are going to use Tailwind, and also we are going to use React. So if you want to create this system along with me, so what you need to do is that you need to create a React application, a blank React application, because we are going to start from scratch. So right here you can be able to see the guide, whereby you can be able to create a React application using Vite, because Vite is very important when it comes to creating the application for React and also building that application for production. So you'd be able to just come into your terminal. For example, I'm using Windows, and you can see I navigated to the documents here, and after I navigated to documents, now I use these commands here to be able to create a React application from the scratch. So you need to first of all copy this terminal command here. So you can copy it, and then you are going to paste it here. And the other thing that you can change here is you can change this from my project to the name that you want to call your project. So after that you can enter, and then you cd into that project, and then here you need to install Tailwind CSS, because we are going to use Tailwind and you are going to master Tailwind CSS. So the other thing is that you can initialize here, so Tailwind in CSS here. After that, now the other thing that you need to do when you create that application, you need to open your code using, or that application using, your editor of your choice, maybe VS Code. For me, I'm using VS Code. So right here, because already I have created that application and it's running here, as you can see here, you can be able to see that we don't have any code that we are going to use in our application. So we are going to start from scratch. So here also I have opened my application using VS Code, and right here, this is where you need to add the information. So in this tailwind.config.js, as instructed by this documentation, so you can see you need to open tailwind.config.js, and inside here the contents, you'll find this content to have an empty array, and you need to add these 2 lines of code here. And then after that, the last thing that you need to do is to come to index.css. So index.css is inside the source folder here, and you can be able to see it here. And then when you open it, you can be able to add those three lines of code on the top of this page that is called index.css. So after that, now you need to get to run this command npm run dev, and through that will be open application that look like this one here that you can see on my screen. So now after that, now let's get and start coding this beautiful admin dashboard. Now for this application, one thing that I want you to notice is that we have our sidebar here that we can use to navigate to different pages. For example, when you click on the donors here, you can be able to see that this menu is left here, or it's here by default, and then the pages are the only one that changes here, and we need to think about how we can be able to create this type of layout. So I will come back to home here, and let's come back to now our application here. I'm going to cross, or actually let me first of all open like that index of CSS, because I want to first of all remove every styling that we have right here. So I'm going to remove it like that, and when I come back to my application here, you'll be able to see that. Let me save it so that we don't have that styling here. So I don't see if you can see we have removed that default this default here. You can see we have removed that default styling from index.css. Another thing is that you need to come to app.jsx here, and you can remove everything that is up here, because we are not going to require them in this project. So also I'm going to remove here everything that is inside here. Let me remove it like that. And after that, if I come back to my application here, you can be able to see that is now blank. So inside here, what I can do is that I'm going to test if Tailwind is working. So I'm going to add a text here, admin dashboard, like that. And then when I save this like that and come back here, you'll be able to see that we have this text right here. So well, let's see if our Tailwind is working. So I'm going to add here class name, and I can add text and then 3xl here. So this one will make this text to be large. So I'm going to come back here and you can see admin dashboard here. So that means our Tailwind is working and we are all set. So let's just remove this here like that. And there are things that I want us first of all to make sure that we are going to install. So let us install several things. So in here I want to remove this or to close that page, and also this tailwind.config.js, and then we are going to be left with this. So we are going to be left with only this app.jxx page. So now the other thing that I want to do right here is to make sure that I install different packages. So I'm going to push this up here, and I'm going to open this other terminal here, and inside here we are going to be able to install certain packages. For example, the first packages, the package that I'm going to install here is React Router DOM, like that. So React Router DOM, because this React Router DOM, what it will do, it will help us to create a page or application that have different pages, and that's what we want. So after this, now also it has installed this, we are going to also require another package, and that is React Icons. So let us install here React Icons. So npm install and then React Icons, like that. And then when we have these two packages, now we can be able to proceed. So let me close this and also delete. Let me delete this one. So this one is installed. We have installed React Icons because we need to install to have icons in this application, because if you check right here on the left, you can be able to see that we have these icons on the left side here. So let me just now come back to my application right here, and the other thing that I want to do is to change. You can see the title here is Vite plus React. This one is Bridge, so we want to change that. So to change that, you need to come to index.html right here, and I'm going to push this down, and here we can have now Bridge. So because our application is Bridge, so Bridge, like that. So I'm going to save this like that. And then the other thing that I want to do right here is to make sure that we have let me see. So here we can have the Bridge, and also I want to remove this icon from here like that. And then when I save this, let me come back here to my application, and you can see my title here have changed. If you have icon, you can just add it right here. So I'm going to close also this page, and then now we can work on the pages that we have in our application. So let me first of all come here and create a pages folder here like that. We are going to have components. So let me add a component inside this source here. So here we have components like that, and inside the components we are going to have menu. So I'm going to have menu.jsx here as a component. And so to install a component, or to actually create have a shortcut, or if you want a shortcut to create a component, you can use RFCE, and this works only if you have actually installed an extension that is called ES7 React. So let's see how you can install that extension. So you need to come here on the left side of this VS Code. You need to click on this extension here, and you can search for ES7 here, and this one will help you to use those shortcuts to create components. So you need to install this extension. So let's close this and go back to our code. So right here now we have created this component. Also, I'm going to create the pages here. So for example, the first page here is home. So home.jsx here, and here we can have RFCE. You can be able to see it here. So I'm going to remove everything right up here. So another thing is that in this page here, we are going also to actually have another page that is donors page. So donors.jsx like that. Also, we need to use RFCE to create that page like that. We need to remove this React because we are not going to use it here right now. So let me also make sure that I save these pages. So we are going to add so many other pages. So now I'm going to add only one. So in the future, we are going to add other pages as they are being required. So prospect.jsx like that. So inside here, we can have RFCE like that. And then let me just remove this import right there. And then when I save this, I can close on these pages here like that. And then let's go back to our application. So in our application right here, because you can see it is still blank, and we can come back to our app.js here and add some HTML here. So for example, hello like that. And when I save this and then come back here, you'll be able to see we have this hello. So if I want to go to another page, for example, the donors page here, you are going to see that we don't have that page. So you are being redirected back to this, the page that is default here in app.jsx. So I'm going to also make sure that I remove this donor here. Actually, yes, and then we are going to have this route page or the default page right here. So what we are going to do is that now I want us to create application that have multiple pages, and to do that we need to have React Router DOM. So I'm going to import several things from React Router DOM. So you can be able to see it right there. And the first thing that we require is we are going to have React 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 provider actually. So let's look for React provider here, or something else that we can have is create browser router. Another thing is React provider. So I cannot be able to see React provider here, and actually I'm looking for a bad or wrong package. So I'm going to use, it is this one, router provider. So and then here we can be able to start by looking at how we can create applications that have multiple pages. So to do that, I'm going to create a variable here that is called router, and this router we accept this React create router create browser router here, and this is a function that accepts an array as an argument, and this array argument has it has this via object, and this object you can specify the path. So the path to a page. So for example, here I have a default page here, or the home page, and this, and here we need to add the element. So for our element is the page that you want to display. For example, here I want to display home like that, and here you can see we have error because we have not imported that home page. So I'm going to import home from here. Now we are going to import it from pages. So from pages, and then also from home here. So that's how we can be able to at least import now this home page. So also we need other pages. For example, if we need another page, for example the donors, so we can specify the path for the donors here, and then we can add now the page to show when you go to this path called donors. So we need to display donors here. So you can see here the auto completion is not working for us. So I'm going to just import it here. So I'm going to import it manually. So import donors page from, let's say, donors like that. Actually it is from pages, sorry. So from pages and then donors, you can be able to see it right there. So now after you have created this router here, inside here in or this part for returning, you need to just return router provider like that. And then here inside you need to add router, and also press in the router that you have created as your variable like that. And this, now we have created application that have different pages. So if I come here and maybe try and access like a donors page here, for example, like that, you can be able to see now we can be able to change pages, because here you can see this is a donors page right here. If I go back to this default page here, this is our home page. And that's how you create application for the React that has multiple pages. But in our case it's different, because if you check right here, you can be able to see that we have this sidebar here that we are using to navigate to different pages. We are not having like a full page, and then when you go to another path you are served with a different page. So we have this menu here, or the sidebar by default right here. And then the other thing is that this part here is the only one that changes, and it changes the pages. So what we are going to do is we are going to come here, and I'm going to show you how to create something of the sort. So here we can first of all create a layout. So let's create out a layout here like that. This is a layout, and then here we need to return. So we need to return here, so return a div. And then inside this div, now this is where we are going to specify everything that, or how we want our application to be structured. And this layout is very, very important. So if I go back to now this part, you can see we need to have a side menu here that doesn't change, or that doesn't disappear when you go to another page. So let's come back here, and to make sure that you do that, you need to have a menu. So we are going to have a menu here, and also we are going to have now the other part here that we are calling other pages. So we cannot add all of the pages here, and that's why we need something that is called outlet. So outlet is from React Router DOM, so we can be able to import it like that. So you can be able to see here we have that router, this outlet here. So for the menu here, this is the component that we created. So let me just add here the menu. So this menu here, so it is from components, so I cannot be able to import it. So let me import it manually. So here we can be able to import components, actually menu from now the components. So you can be able to see the components here, and also the menu, just like that. That's as simple as that. So here now we have created our layout, and we have told we have told the React that we need to display menu here, and we need to display other pages here. So when I go to the other page, I'm not going to change the menu. The menu will still be there, but the pages are going to change. So now the last step that you need to do is that you need to just remove the other part here, or this path here. So we are going to use now one path here, and here now we are going to add the layout like that. And then after the layout, we are going to have children. So this children here, children is just an array here. So let me just go back and add colon here like that. And then this one is an empty array. So inside here, this is where we are going to have the path now. So for example, the first path is the default one, our home page, and then here we need to add element, and this element is going to display now our home page like that. And then also we can have other pages. For example, now we can display here path, and then these other pages is, for example, donors. And then here we can show the element, which is our, now we can show here our element, our donors like that, and then show it there. So now let us see how our application works. So right here, if I go back to my application right here, you'll be able to see that we have menu here and the home page. This is for the default or the home page here. And when I try to go to another page here, so for example donors, and it loads, you can be able to see the menu is still there, but this other part, the other page, the page here actually changes from home page to donors page. So now the other thing that I want to do is to make sure that they are displayed side by side, because you can see here the menu and the other pages are displayed side by side. So to do that, I need to come here to the menu, and yeah, I can be able to not actually here. So for our layout here, I need to display class name here. I want to display them flex like that, and then this is the only thing that you need to do for right now. So you can see now we have our menu here, and if I go back to my home page here, so let me do that, let me reload. You can see we have menu and the home here. If I go to the donors now, like that, we can be able to see that we have menu and then donors here. So that's how you create your layout and specify how you want your pages to be displayed. So I don't want to intend this video to be longer than this, so I'm going to actually end my video here, and also I'm going to continue in the other video where we are going to create now the menu here and also the other pages here. So if you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, make sure that you subscribe and also like this video so that it may reach many other people. So let's see you in the next video. Have a great day.